So, March 20th is over, and it's officially not winter any longer. Now, as we know, back in around November-ish, they announced at the end of a trailer that there would be Kingdom Hearts 3 news this winter. And then Final Fantasy 15 got delayed, and everyone thought that the news, along with 2.8 that got delayed, would get delayed or cancelled. And so, now that March is over, or March 20th is over, and winter is over, everyone is like, okay, well then, they didn't give us any news, so I guess they canceled it because of the delays. Well, I'm here to tell you why that's completely wrong. Now, over the last few months, from December to right now, March 20th, we have gotten a lot of news, actually. Like, more news than we've gotten in a long time. We have the orchestra going on. It's actually still going through winter. And, we're getting little tidbits of Kingdom Hearts 3 stuff, like explaining what Kairi is doing to train. She's essentially in a hyperbolic time chamber that Merlin has. We're learning that Naminé and Terra have some type of connection. We're learning all of this different things. They're releasing all these different screenshots, like when they showed us the rock troll, and they announced that was just a mini-boss. That's not the actual boss of the Olympus. It's just a mini-boss. So I'm thinking, like I said in the video that I actually announced that news in, I'm thinking that the Rock Titan that we saw in a trailer from about 2013, I believe that he's going to be like the actual boss of that world. And this rock troll is just a mini-boss before that. Now, the main problem here is that people were overhyping this so much that it blinded them from the news that we were actually getting. So essentially, as usual, overhype killed it. That is actually very common, especially with games and movies, and that really bothers me, and it's just not good. You can't be doing something like that. You cannot overhype something. If anything, you should be underhyping. It's just not a good idea. Now, of course, I understand why you would, because, you've been anticipating this game all this time. But, at the same time, they never said what type of news. They didn't say it was going to be a lot. They didn't say it was going to be a little bit. And they never said it was going to be a trailer either. They just said it was going to be news. So, that is completely the community's fault for thinking that it was going to be a trailer, a release date, or whatever. They never said anything. They just said news this winter. And we did get news. We got interviews. Actually got a lot of interviews. It was kind of crazy. We got screenshots. We got the orchestra dialogue between the characters. We're getting Union Cross. We got the entire franchise on one console. And you can say all this doesn't have anything to do with 3, but it does. The Key Saga is actually really important to 3. Especially with Ventus here. Because he is one of the people on the light side of this war, and he is extremely important, especially considering he's hundreds, maybe even thousands of years old, according to Union Cross. Now, all of this stuff is related to Kingdom Hearts 3. It might not appear like it now, but when 3 comes out, it is going to be very, very important, and it will be very, very obvious that it was indeed Kingdom Hearts 3 news. Whether you want to deny it because you just can't accept that they didn't release a trailer or a release date, but, news is news, regardless of how little it may be. So, once again, this is just completely overhyped, and it's just another stain in the community. It's just ridiculous. People are threatening Square Enix, talking about just not even supporting them anymore, making threats to people. Why are you so immature? Come on. They gave you news, you didn't pay attention, and so, of course you don't think there's any news. because you're not paying attention. You overhyped it, so now you're blind. Okay? So, yeah, that's essentially it, though. I mean, we got plenty of news. I mean, more news than usual. And, you know, we got all the games on one console, and that's ridiculous. You know, they just released them all pretty much right after each other. And that in itself is enough, you know? I mean, even with 2.8, that actually told us a lot about 3. You know, it told us, especially with Fragmentary Passage, told us that the first world's most likely going to be Olympus, and it also told us that Sora is going to be basically relearning all the stuff that he forgot so that he could take the Mark of Mastery exam, and so on. I mean, and as far as gameplay, it showed us the stuff, showed us the graphics. We've gotten a lot of info, and it just seems like people are just basically just not accepting it as their news. And that's just really annoying and just makes no sense. But that's the end of the video, guys. I'll see you guys next time.